Welcome to this online series of lectures on operations research. So in this lecture of linear programming, we are going to discuss in detail about sensitivity analysis. So let's look into detail. So what is sensitivity analysis? So prior to discussing about sensitivity analysis, let's discuss what linear programming problem involves. How do we solve the linear programming problem? We solve the problem with the help of graphical method, simplex method, or you can say BGM or phase method. So out of all this method, once we get the optimal solution, right? What do we do in sensitivity analysis? We try to check if the optimal solution is sensitive enough, or in the sense, the analysis, it is also called as post-optimality analysis, right? As the name indicates, after getting the optimal solutions, let's say for example, if a company is manufacturing tables and chairs, after getting the solution for maximizing the profit on the number of tables and chairs units, right? What the company wants to know, if they want to increase the price of the unit table or unit chair for one table or one chair, what will be the effect on the profit? Or you can say, if their resource constraint increases or decreases, what will happen to the profit? What will happen to the level of the profit? So this kind of analysis is involved in sensitivity analysis. In terms of mathematical model of linear programming, we try to discuss graphically, or you can say analytically, two cases specifically. First, when we change the coefficients of objective functions. Now if you carefully see the examples we solved in linear programming, these coefficients of linear objective functions were the profit on unit item, or you can say unit product. In case of a company manufacturing bowls and mugs, the profit on first one bowl or one mug was realized in objective function, right? So what if they are going to increase the profit per unit bowl or unit mug? Obviously it is definitely going to increase the profit for the company, right? But up to a certain extent, because it is also consuming the resources, right, in terms of constraints. Now another case is what happens if the right hand side of the constraints increase or decreases. What is the right hand side constraint? It is nothing but the limitation or the resource limitations for the company. In case of bowl and mug manufacturing company, it was the labor constraint, right, as well as the amount of clay content. So if you are going to increase these two constraints or decrease these two constraints, what will happen? So we are going to discuss graphically what is going to happen in these two cases. So first, let's try to find out what happens in case of, with the help of an example, in case of a objective function change, or you can say right hand side change. So here typically a flare furniture problem is given where T and C is the number of table and number of chair, and 7 is the number unit profit derived from a unit table and unit chair, and the company wants to maximize this profit. And it is also related to 4 constraints, actually 5 constraints including the non-negativity, right? So these are, and 2400 is the carpentry hours constraint, painting hours constraint is 1000. Right? Maximum number of chairs the company can manufacture is 450, and minimum number of tables the company can manufacture is 100. So based on these constraints, let's see how do we check. So first of all, we will check the objective function coefficient changes, right? So what is the objective function here? If you carefully see here, 7t plus 5c, right? 7t plus 5c. Now if I want to ask, if instead of 7, the coefficient for increasing just 1 unit of a table, right, profit derived from 1 unit of table, the company is going to increase to 8. Obviously, the profit is going to go up, right? But again, we will see here that are we going to do with more tables and less chair, because we already have the constraints for tables and chair as well. So let's see what will happen to the optimal solution. Now here, if you see the original function, which is 7t plus 5c, it's 40, like 4040, right? Which is our original objective function, which is derived from the solution, right? We got the solution and then we plot this onto the graph. And same with the revised 8T plus 5C, which is 4,360. If you see here, the profit has definitely increased, as well as the optimality is preserved as well. If you see here in the graph, right, E is equal to 320 and C is equal to 360. Just put the values and you will get this value, which is the objective function, which is revised. Definitely the profit has definitely increased, but it is within the optimal region only. You can say the feasible region has preserved the feasibility as well. Right? Now we can definitely summarize the changes in objective function coefficients. That feasibility does not change, right? As we have seen previously, that out of this question, the feasibility region has not changed. Or you can say the profit line level slope has changed. Why? Because we have increased the profit level, right? And corner point, as we have shown here, the corner points has become the new optimal solution. Now there is a range. If you see here, the corner optimal points remain within the range, right? You will get the solution within the range. But there, beyond, if you see, if the objective function coefficient changes beyond that range, a new corner point becomes optimal. Now it will scan through these different corner points for the optimality, and then scanning the objective function line, iso profit line or iso cost line, the new profit line, or you can say the new values will become optimal. We will get the new value corresponding to the objective function. Now let's say if it is higher, what happens if it is more than 8, right? So here it is 11T plus 5C. Obviously it has increased to $5,500, and the answer is chair is literally 0, and for table it is 500, right? But if it is decreased to 3T plus 5C is equal to 2,850, the table is coming up to be 200 and chair to be 400. Definitely both have the new corner points. Here if you see, their corner points are different. Now let's look into a different case, which is right hand side changes. Now right hand side changes is nothing but the resource constraints or limitations for a company. Right here the painting hours were 1,000. Now if the company wants to ask, let's see if we try to increase the hours of painting from 1,000 to 1,300. So instead of 1,000 we have given 1,300 as the new RHS. Right? Now let's see if it is, as definitely resource has increased, so the production is going to increase. So what are the characteristics of right hand side changes? Definitely if you see, the feasibility is going to increase because we have increased their constraint size as well, right? But the slope definitely is not going to increase. The slope will remain same. Corner point, or you can see the optimal solution, is definitely going to increase, or you can say change. Hence, let's solve the problem. And old corner points, we already know that the old corner points were 320 and 360, which is corresponding to this one, right? And the profit realized was 4,040. Now here if you see, if we have increased from 1,000, this constraint line, to 1,300, the new constraint line, definitely the feasibility region is increased, right? But definitely the slope has not increased. Clear? But the new optimality corner point has increased table quantity to 560 and chair to 180 units. And definitely the profit has also increased because you have increased the resource, and the profit as realized is 4,800. Now, what will be the effect on objective function? Now, put these values into the objective function and you will get the value of objective function, which here the new profit we realized was 4,820, the old profit was 4,040. Definitely increase of 780 rupees, or you can say dollars in this case, by increasing 300 units of painting hours, or you can say units in the sense of hours, right? We have increased the painting hours. So in other way we can say that $2.6, if you divide this two, right, you will get per hour increase in profit. What you mean by this, that if you increase just 1 hour of painting, it is going to increase the profit by $2.60. Right? Reverse way as well, that if you decrease these hour of paintings by $2.60, it is going to decrease the realization of profit by 1 hour. If you decrease the painting hours by 1 hour, it is going to decrease the profit by $2.60. So in this way, we have discussed graphically two cases in sensitivity analysis. The first case was we try to increase or decrease the coefficients in the objective function. So what was the effect of changes in the coefficients on the objective function, right? Second case was we tried to increase or decrease the right hand side values. Now when we talk about in terms of company, when a company wants to increase or decrease the profit, right, per unit profit realized, that is nothing but the objective function coefficient changes. But what if the company wants to increase or decrease the amount of resources involved in manufacturing, and that is the case of right hand side changes. Now we discussed graphically these two cases in this lecture. Thank you.